Surely, you've heard of Stoicism, an ancient philosophy, but did you know that the Stoics believed that mastering your energy could not only change your mindset but transform your entire life? In today's fast-paced world, where everything seems to move quicker and more chaotically, finding ways to harness and use our energy effectively is crucial. Today, I'm going to share with you some strategies that I have tested and applied in my daily life. Strategies that have brought significant changes, helping me boost mental clarity, enhance productivity, and improve overall well-being. So, get comfortable because I'm going to walk you through insights and personal stories that demonstrate how Stoic wisdom can help you master your energy and transform your life. If you find what I'm sharing useful, don't forget to hit the subscribe button so you can continue exploring these valuable strategies with me. In this video, we're going to dive into one of the core principles of Stoicism, selective information and energy. Have you ever stopped to consider what influences your energy every day? Think about it. The books you read, the music you listen to, even the conversations you engage in. This is the powerful concept of selective learning, a practice Stoics encourage us to embrace. So, how can we be proactive in selecting what we consume rather than letting external factors dictate our energy? Imagine if every book you read, every podcast you listen to, enriched your soul and sharpened your focus. You'd definitely notice the positive changes in how you approach life's challenges and struggles. Let me share a personal story about my journey to declutter not just my physical space, but my mental space as well. It wasn't just about getting rid of unnecessary things around the house, but it was about filtering the information I consumed each day. Marcus Aurelius, one of the most famous Stoic philosophers, once said, "Our life is what our thoughts make it." I started asking myself questions about every piece of information I consumed. Does this serve me? Does it align with my goals? Is it making me a better person? This shift led me from listening to trending podcasts to choosing ones that genuinely nurtured my personal growth. These podcasts weren't just fillers for the silence during long drives. They transformed my commutes into moments of profound learning and reflection. Another crucial element in mastering your energy, Stoics argue, is the company you keep. Stoicism teaches us to surround ourselves with people who embody the traits we aspire to develop. Taking this advice to heart, I began cultivating relationships with mentors and peers whose lives reflected their commitment to ethical living and purposeful achievement. These individuals weren't necessarily the most vocal or publicly recognized, but they were genuine practitioners of their values. Being selective also extends to critically assessing the information we consume, especially in an age flooded with data. I adopted a practice of scrutinizing every source for credibility, integrity, and alignment with Stoic virtues like wisdom, justice, temperance, and courage. This critical lens helps in making decisions that are not swayed by the transient but are grounded in enduring principles. But perhaps the most important thing Stoicism teaches in mastering energy is focusing on what you can control. Once you begin to apply this principle, you'll realize that your power doesn't come from fighting everything outside your control, but from focusing on what you truly can manage. It could be how you respond to a stressful situation, how you manage your emotions, or how you adjust your goals and strategies when faced with challenges. When you truly understand and apply these principles, you'll see that mastering energy isn't just a theoretical exercise. It's a practical method of living that can truly transform your life. Now that we've talked about filtering the information we consume and surrounding ourselves with the right influences, let's dive into another powerful Stoic concept: endurance. Life, much like a marathon, is not about sprinting through it. It's about pacing yourself and using your energy wisely. The Stoics teach us that life isn't supposed to be easy. It's about building resilience, staying grounded in your values, and enduring through challenges. This is the heart of Stoic endurance. Think of a marathon runner. When a runner starts the race, their energy is high, and the excitement of the crowd gives them a boost. But as the race progresses, the cheering fades, and it becomes a quiet, grueling test of perseverance. The same applies to life. In the beginning, when we take on a new project or goal, the excitement and enthusiasm are often overwhelming. But as time goes on, the initial energy fades, and it's the discipline and endurance that keep us going. This is exactly how Stoicism teaches us to approach life. It's not the speed at which we move that matters most, but our commitment to keep moving, no matter how slowly or steadily. Life is filled with moments of fatigue, doubt, and uncertainty, and Stoicism helps us embrace these moments as a necessary part of the journey. Let's bring this concept closer to home with a practical example. Think about a long-term project you've taken on. Maybe you're pursuing a degree, climbing the career ladder, or working on a personal goal like building a relationship. These aren't quick sprints, they're marathons. There will be times when you feel like giving up, when the fatigue sets in and doubt creeps in. But here's the Stoic perspective. These challenges are a natural part of the process. They aren't roadblocks, they're signs that you're on the right path, pushing toward growth. Seneca, one of the great Stoic philosophers, once said, "It is not the absence of challenges that makes us successful, but how we respond to them." This shift in mindset is transformative. Instead of expecting everything to be smooth sailing, we prepare ourselves for a journey with obstacles, knowing that it's not about avoiding difficulties but about enduring and overcoming them. I've experienced this firsthand. When I embarked on the journey of building my career and personal brand, there were plenty of setbacks along the way. I faced criticism, rejection, and moments when things didn't go according to plan. But instead of seeing these as failures, I viewed them through the lens of Stoic endurance. I didn't give up, I adjusted my strategies, learned from the mistakes, and kept moving forward. The beauty of this Stoic endurance is that it applies not only to professional goals but to all areas of life. Whether you're building a business, working toward a fitness goal, or maintaining relationships, the Stoic practice of endurance teaches us to pace ourselves and keep going even when the road gets tough. To tie this back to energy, Stoic endurance is about conserving your mental and emotional energy for the long haul. In the same way a marathon runner doesn't burn out in the first mile, we too must manage our resources wisely. Instead of pushing ourselves to the limit at the start, we focus on sustainable progress and persistence. Another key Stoic practice that helps with this endurance is daily reflection. Stoics believe in reviewing the day, analyzing our actions, and considering what we could do better. This reflection isn't about self-criticism, but rather about learning and adapting. It's a way to recharge mentally and emotionally for the challenges ahead. For instance, at the end of each day, I ask myself, what went well today? Where could I have been more patient, more resilient? What can I learn from today's struggles? This practice helps me stay focused and maintain a clear sense of purpose, even on days when things don't go as planned. It's about building mental and emotional strength, just like a runner strengthens their legs through consistent training. Think about a long-term fitness journey, for example. It's not about drastic changes or extreme workouts, it's about consistency. Stoicism teaches us to set realistic, achievable goals and work toward them every day. I've found that by following this approach, I don't feel discouraged by the day-to-day fluctuations in performance or weight. Instead, I focus on the steady progress I'm making, and this mindset keeps me going, even when the results aren't immediately visible. This Stoic endurance is equally valuable in relationships. Relationships, like marathons, require patience, understanding, and continuous effort. They're long-term commitments that can't be rushed. Stoicism teaches us to approach relationships with the same endurance we apply to other areas of life. It's about showing up consistently, communicating openly, and being willing to grow and adapt together. By applying the Stoic principle of endurance, we begin to view challenges as opportunities for growth, not setbacks to be avoided. Every obstacle, whether personal or professional, becomes a chance to practice resilience, develop strength, and build character. And just like a marathon runner learns to enjoy the rhythm of the run, we learn to find fulfillment in the journey itself, not just the destination. The key takeaway from this Stoic endurance lesson is that life isn't about rushing through it, but about pacing ourselves, managing our energy wisely, and staying committed to our long-term goals. Whether you're tackling a major life goal or dealing with the everyday challenges of work and relationships, the Stoic approach encourages us to persist and embrace the journey, knowing that every step, no matter how small, brings us closer to who we want to become. Now, let's move deeper into the Stoic philosophy and explore the importance of perspective in managing your energy. In Stoicism, one of the core teachings is to focus on what you can control. We can't always control the circumstances around us, but we can control how we respond to them. This principle is incredibly powerful when it comes to mastering your energy. If we constantly find ourselves reacting to things beyond our control, we'll deplete our energy, often without even realizing it. Take the example of stress at work. We can't control every situation. Perhaps there's a project deadline that seems impossible or a colleague who isn't pulling their weight. But we can control how we choose to react to these situations. We can decide to approach the challenge with calmness, patience, and a focus on problem solving instead of getting caught up in frustration or worry. When we choose our response wisely, we conserve our energy and use it in ways that help us move forward. This is what Marcus Aurelius meant when he said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." Realize this and you will find strength. When you internalize this idea, you begin to recognize that your emotional and mental energy is a resource. If you spend it reacting to things you cannot control, you're essentially squandering that resource. But if you consciously direct your energy toward responding with wisdom and calmness, you'll find that you have more energy available for what truly matters: growth, progress, and peace of mind. Another Stoic tool that helps with perspective is negative visualization, a practice where you imagine the worst-case scenario. Now, this might sound a little pessimistic, but it's actually incredibly liberating. By imagining the worst, you prepare yourself mentally for the possibility, so when challenges do arise, you're not taken by surprise. For instance, let's say you're worried about a career change. You might imagine what would happen if it doesn't work out. Perhaps you don't get the job, or you face setbacks in the process. But by thinking through these potential outcomes, you're better prepared emotionally. You've already mentally rehearsed how you would handle disappointment, which allows you to conserve your energy for more productive uses. Instead of panicking or feeling defeated, you can stay focused and take action based on your realistic expectations. Negative visualization also gives us a deeper sense of gratitude for what we currently have. When we consider the worst-case scenario, we often realize that the present is far better than we've given it credit for. This shift in perspective allows us to conserve our energy by reducing unnecessary fear and anxiety. While focusing on what we can control and preparing for adversity, Stoicism also teaches us the importance of patience. In our fast-paced world, we often want quick results. Whether it's in our careers, relationships, or personal goals, we expect things to happen quickly. But Stoicism teaches us that patience is a powerful virtue, one that allows us to navigate life with steadiness and grace. Imagine you're working on a personal development project, like writing a book, learning a new language, or building a business. The excitement at the start is palpable, but over time, the initial motivation wanes. Here's where Stoic patience comes into play. Instead of giving in to impatience and frustration, Stoics encourage us to take the long view. We must trust the process and understand that true growth takes time. This doesn't mean we should be passive or complacent. On the contrary, Stoic patience is about active perseverance. It's the recognition that small, consistent actions lead to meaningful progress over time. It's about showing up every day, doing the work, and trusting that the results will follow, even if they aren't immediate. Stoic patience gives us the strength to continue even when the results are not visible right away. Another key to mastering our energy is understanding the role of emotions in our lives. Stoicism teaches that emotions, while natural, can often cloud our judgment and deplete our energy if we're not careful. Emotions like anger, jealousy, or fear can easily spiral out of control and take up valuable mental energy. The Stoics didn't say we should suppress our emotions, but rather that we should control them. This doesn't mean denying our feelings. It means recognizing them and choosing how we react to them. Take anger, for example. If something happens that makes you angry, the first step is to recognize the emotion. The Stoic approach would be to acknowledge that feeling, but then ask yourself, how can I respond in a way that aligns with my values? How can I use this energy constructively? By practicing this form of emotional awareness, you prevent your anger from consuming you and depleting your energy. Instead, you use it to fuel a constructive response, whether that's standing up for yourself with dignity or choosing to walk away from the situation altogether. The same goes for other emotions. Fear, anxiety, and doubt are all natural responses, but they don't have to control us. Stoicism teaches that we can choose how to respond to fear, how to manage anxiety, and how to move through self-doubt with resilience. By learning to navigate our emotions with awareness, we preserve our energy for what truly matters, living a virtuous life and pursuing meaningful goals. Let's not forget that energy conservation isn't just about controlling external circumstances, it's also about taking care of our bodies and minds. Stoicism emphasizes the importance of self-care, maintaining a healthy mind and body so that we can live a purposeful, meaningful life. This means getting enough sleep, eating nourishing food, and making time for rest and relaxation. It's about finding balance in our lives so we don't burn out in the pursuit of our goals. A simple but powerful Stoic practice to incorporate into your daily routine is daily journaling. Writing down your thoughts, reflecting on your day, and contemplating your goals can provide incredible mental clarity and emotional release. It's a way to check in with yourself and make sure that your actions are aligned with your values. Plus, journaling can help you conserve energy by providing an outlet for your thoughts, allowing you to clear your mind and make space for more productive thinking. Stoicism also teaches us to be flexible. Life is unpredictable, and plans don't always unfold the way we expect. By being adaptable, we conserve our energy by not resisting change. Instead of clinging to rigid plans, we learn to adjust our course, to pivot when necessary, and to remain steadfast in our pursuit of our goals. Flexibility allows us to flow with life's uncertainties, conserving our energy for the things that truly matter. In the end, mastering your energy is about recognizing the power you have over your own life. It's about choosing your responses, controlling your emotions, pacing yourself, and making thoughtful decisions that align with your values. When you embrace these Stoic principles, you can navigate the ups and downs of life with resilience and grace, using your energy wisely to create the life you want to live. So, as we move into the next section, keep this in mind. You have the power to control your energy. By adopting the Stoic mindset, you'll find that you have more energy to focus on your goals, overcome challenges, and live a life of purpose. And with that energy, you'll be better equipped to tackle the next chapter of your journey with resilience and wisdom. As we continue, let's focus on another crucial aspect of mastering your energy, the role of personal discipline. In Stoicism, personal discipline isn't about rigidly following rules or denying ourselves joy. Instead, it's about creating consistent habits that align with our values and goals. It's the practice of self-control, which allows us to direct our energy toward what truly matters, rather than getting distracted by fleeting desires or unnecessary temptations. Consider how often we are tempted to procrastinate, to indulge in short-term pleasures, or to let distractions take us off course. Stoicism teaches us to avoid such distractions, to focus on the long-term rewards, and to prioritize the things that will bring us true fulfillment. This takes personal discipline, but the payoff is immense. By practicing self-control and forming good habits, we ensure that our energy isn't wasted on distractions, but rather used to propel us toward our greater purpose. A simple example of applying Stoic discipline is the practice of starting your day with intention. Rather than mindlessly scrolling through your phone or diving into work without a plan, take a few moments in the morning to set your intentions for the day. What are your key priorities? What goals do you want to achieve? What virtues do you want to embody? By taking the time to reflect on these questions, you set yourself up for a productive day that aligns with your values. This isn't about creating a to-do list filled with tasks, but rather about setting purposeful intentions for how you want to spend your energy. When you live with intention, your day becomes more than just a series of tasks. It becomes a meaningful pursuit of growth, discipline, and personal development. Now, let's dive into a Stoic practice that's especially helpful for managing energy in a high-stress world: the art of saying no. The Stoics were masters of recognizing what was worth their time and energy, and what wasn't. They didn't waste their energy on things that didn't serve their purpose or align with their values. This practice of discerning what to say yes to and what to decline is essential for managing our energy. In our modern world, it's easy to get overwhelmed by obligations, requests, and distractions. Saying yes to everything might seem like a way to please others, but it can quickly drain your energy and leave you with little time for the things that matter most. This is where the Stoic principle of saying no comes in. By learning to say no to things that don't align with your values, you free up energy to focus on what truly matters. This doesn't mean you should be selfish or dismissive of others' needs, but rather that you should prioritize your time and energy for the things that will help you grow and align with your purpose. Think of it as a way of protecting your most valuable resource, your energy, and using it wisely. One powerful way to practice saying no is by setting clear boundaries. Boundaries aren't just for protecting your time, they're also about protecting your energy. Whether it's saying no to additional commitments at work, avoiding negative influences in your life, or simply setting limits on how much time you spend on social media, setting boundaries ensures that your energy is directed toward things that contribute positively to your well-being and growth. Along with discipline and boundaries, acceptance is another essential Stoic practice when it comes to mastering your energy. Acceptance is not about resigning yourself to a life of mediocrity or complacency. Rather, it's about accepting things as they are, without unnecessary resistance or frustration. This acceptance frees us from expending energy on things we cannot change, and allows us to focus on what we can control. For instance, consider a situation where things don't go according to plan. Maybe you miss a deadline or something outside of your control happens at work. Stoicism teaches us not to waste energy on frustration, but to accept the situation as it is and take the necessary steps to adjust. We can't change the past, but we can always control how we respond to it. Acceptance helps us conserve our energy by releasing us from the burden of regret, disappointment, or resistance to the way things are. When we accept life's inevitable ups and downs, we free ourselves from unnecessary emotional turmoil and can focus our energy on moving forward. Gratitude is another practice that plays a crucial role in mastering energy. In Stoicism, gratitude isn't just about being thankful for the good things in life, it's about appreciating everything, even the challenges and difficulties. Every experience, whether positive or negative, offers an opportunity for growth. By practicing gratitude, we shift our focus from what we lack to what we have. We recognize the value in every moment, every lesson, and every challenge, and in doing so, we create a positive, energized mindset that helps us face life with resilience. Gratitude is a powerful way to recharge your energy because it reminds you that no matter what happens, there's always something to be thankful for. A practical way to cultivate gratitude is by keeping a gratitude journal. Each day, write down 3 things you're grateful for. They don't have to be big things. Sometimes the smallest moments, like a warm cup of tea or a smile from a friend, can be the most meaningful. Over time, this practice will shift your mindset and help you appreciate the abundance of positive energy that already exists in your life. Now, as we move forward, it's important to recognize that mastering your energy isn't just a one-time practice, it's a lifelong journey. Just like a marathon runner, we have to pace ourselves, be adaptable, and continually adjust our strategies. There will be ups and downs, moments of exhaustion and moments of triumph. But the key is to keep going, to keep learning, and to stay focused on the long-term journey, not just the immediate results. Each small step, each moment of endurance, and each practice of discipline brings us closer to mastering our energy and living a life aligned with our deepest values. And as we continue down this path, we'll discover that the true energy we seek doesn't come from external circumstances. It comes from within. Mastering your energy is a lifelong commitment, but one that is incredibly rewarding. It's about living intentionally, with purpose, discipline, and resilience. It's about learning from every experience, embracing every challenge, and always focusing on what we can control. With Stoic wisdom as our guide, we can navigate the ups and downs of life with grace, energy, and a sense of purpose that will carry us through to the finish line. As we continue with this journey, always remember, the energy to live a fulfilling life is in your hands. It's not about waiting for external circumstances to change, but about mastering your inner energy and using it to create the life you want to live. So, let's keep moving forward together, one step at a time. As we dive even deeper into the Stoic philosophy, let's explore the concept of inner peace and how it plays a crucial role in managing and mastering your energy. Stoicism is often misunderstood as a philosophy of cold detachment, but in reality, it's about cultivating a deep sense of inner tranquility, a calmness that comes from understanding and accepting the natural flow of life. Inner peace isn't about avoiding conflict or pretending that everything is perfect. Rather, it's about being at peace with the things you can't control and focusing on what you can. In a world filled with distractions, chaos, and constant noise, achieving inner peace requires deliberate practice. One key Stoic practice for achieving this peace is meditation. Now, Stoic meditation isn't the same as what you might think of in a traditional mindfulness practice, but it's deeply reflective. Marcus Aurelius, in his personal writings, often talks about reflecting on his actions, thoughts, and the impermanence of life. This kind of reflection, taking a moment each day to consider how you've acted, what you've learned, and what you can improve upon, helps us align our inner state with the values we hold dear. When you take the time for this practice of daily reflection, you begin to notice how often external events or other people try to pull your energy away from your true center. You realize that the key to staying energized and focused is not to resist the world around you, but to center yourself in your own thoughts and actions. You can't control everything that happens, but you can control your response to it. This practice of inner peace also ties back to emotional resilience. One of the most powerful teachings of Stoicism is the ability to remain unshaken by external events. If you think about it, so much of our energy gets wasted when we react emotionally to situations, especially when those emotions are based on external circumstances that we can't change. The Stoics teach us that emotions like anger, fear, or anxiety are often a result of our judgments about a situation, rather than the situation itself. This is where the practice of detachment comes in. Detaching from the emotional charge that we attach to external events allows us to reclaim our energy and focus on what truly matters. For instance, consider the situation where someone cuts you off in traffic. It's easy to get frustrated, angry, or upset, but that anger consumes your energy. What if, instead, you simply observed the situation without getting caught up in your reaction? This doesn't mean you're apathetic, it means you're choosing how you respond. By practicing Stoic detachment in moments like this, you allow yourself to conserve energy and avoid unnecessary emotional upheaval. The power is in the response, not the event itself. This concept of inner peace also connects deeply with self-awareness. By consistently reflecting on our actions and thoughts, we become more aware of how we expend our energy. We start to notice when we're giving away too much energy to things that don't matter, or when we're getting caught up in distractions that pull us away from our goals. The more we practice self-awareness, the more we begin to see the patterns in our behaviors, and the more control we gain over how we use our energy. For example, in my own life, I started noticing how much energy I was wasting on comparing myself to others. I'd spend hours scrolling through social media, looking at what other people were doing, and feeling either envious or inadequate. Once I became aware of this pattern, I realized how much energy I was giving away to comparisons that weren't serving me. This was a wake-up call to stop giving away my energy to things outside of my control and start redirecting it toward things that align with my goals and values. This self-awareness also teaches us that boundaries are essential for mastering energy. Just as we must be mindful of the information we consume, we must also be mindful of the relationships and environments we engage with. Setting clear boundaries, whether it's with work, social media, or even certain people, is essential for protecting our energy. It's not about being rude or selfish, it's about recognizing that your energy is valuable and you must guard it if you want to thrive. A concrete example of setting boundaries is to create designated, unplugged times throughout your day. Maybe it's an hour in the morning where you don't check your phone or emails, or a certain time in the evening where you avoid social media. These small boundaries help protect your energy and ensure that you're not giving away too much of it to external distractions. When you establish these boundaries, you regain control over how your time and energy are spent, allowing you to focus on what truly matters. Another powerful practice for mastering your energy is embracing simplicity. In Stoic philosophy, there's a focus on living simply, stripping away the excess so that we can focus on the essentials. By simplifying our lives, we reduce the mental and emotional clutter that drains our energy. We stop chasing after things we don't need and focus on what brings us fulfillment and peace. This principle of simplicity can be applied to many aspects of our lives. It could mean decluttering your physical space, removing items that no longer serve you or don't contribute to your well-being. It could mean simplifying your goals, narrowing your focus to the few things that truly matter instead of scattering your energy across a million different projects. Or it could mean simplifying your daily routine so that you're not overwhelmed by constant decision-making. The beauty of simplicity is that it allows us to conserve energy for what truly matters. When we eliminate the unnecessary, we create space for the essential. This frees us from the distractions and noise of modern life and helps us stay focused on our values and goals. It's about living intentionally, and by doing so, we conserve our energy and use it for our highest purpose. Lastly, let's touch on the long-term journey and the Stoic idea of progress over perfection. Stoicism teaches us that life is not about achieving perfection, but about the constant pursuit of progress. This perspective is crucial when it comes to managing your energy because it helps you avoid the trap of burnout and frustration. The Stoics remind us that we are all works in progress. We will have setbacks, we will fail, and we will experience difficulties, but these are all part of the journey. The key is to keep going, to keep learning, and to keep making small improvements every day. By focusing on progress rather than perfection, we relieve ourselves of the pressure to be perfect, and we conserve energy that would otherwise be spent on self-criticism and unrealistic expectations. Think of your energy as a resource that needs to be renewed regularly. By focusing on progress and not perfection, you give yourself the freedom to make mistakes, learn from them, and keep moving forward. This not only conserves energy but also keeps you motivated because you're focused on the journey and the small wins along the way, not just the end result. In summary, mastering your energy is about creating a balance between control and acceptance, discipline and freedom, simplicity and complexity. Stoicism teaches us that true energy mastery comes from aligning our actions with our values, setting boundaries, simplifying our lives, and focusing on progress over perfection. By applying these principles, you'll find yourself conserving energy for what truly matters, living with purpose, and moving forward with resilience, no matter what challenges come your way. As we move into the final stages of this discussion, keep in mind that energy management isn't about trying to do it all or be everything to everyone. It's about being intentional, being mindful, and choosing how to use your energy in ways that align with your true purpose. With the power of Stoic wisdom, you can transform your life by mastering your energy and living a life that's focused, purposeful, and fulfilling. As we wrap up our exploration of Stoic wisdom and energy management, let's now talk about the power of intentional action. In Stoicism, it's not enough to simply think about mastering your energy. You must actively engage with your goals and values every single day. Intentional action is about making deliberate choices that align with your long-term vision. It's about living with purpose and choosing to act in ways that contribute to your overall well-being. Every choice you make, no matter how small, either strengthens or weakens your alignment with your values. Stoicism teaches us that we should live each day with purposeful intention, making sure that our actions are in harmony with our beliefs and our goals. The idea is to act with clear direction rather than letting life happen to us passively. A simple practice to bring intentionality into your day is by starting each morning with a clear intention. Before diving into your routine, take a few minutes to reflect. What do you want to accomplish today? What habits do you want to cultivate? What values do you want to embody in your interactions with others? By setting these intentions, you ensure that you're consciously directing your energy toward the things that matter most. This practice of intentionality is especially powerful when combined with mindful decision-making. Each time you face a choice, whether it's a decision at work, in a relationship, or in your personal life, ask yourself, does this align with my values and goals? If the answer is no, it's a chance to exercise your Stoic discipline and redirect your energy elsewhere. By staying intentional, you guard your energy from being misdirected by external pressures or impulsive desires. Living intentionally also requires a clear sense of your why, the deeper reason behind everything you do. This is crucial because your why acts as a compass, guiding you through the ups and downs of life. When you have a clear purpose, you'll find that even the most challenging times become easier to navigate. Stoicism encourages us to connect with our higher purpose and keep it at the forefront of our minds. This connection keeps us grounded, no matter how much turbulence we encounter. For example, when I'm faced with a difficult decision or challenge, I always return to my why. Why did I start this journey? What is the bigger picture I'm striving toward? This helps me keep my energy aligned with my core purpose, even when I face obstacles that might otherwise drain my motivation. Stoics also talk about the concept of living in accordance with nature, which is deeply connected to energy management. This principle suggests that we should live in a way that aligns with the natural flow of life. Rather than resisting the inevitable changes or challenges we face, we should accept them as part of the natural order and work with them, not against them. Living in accordance with nature means recognizing that life has its rhythms, moments of growth and moments of challenge, moments of ease and moments of difficulty. By aligning ourselves with the flow of life, rather than fighting against it, we conserve our energy and use it more effectively. For instance, rather than getting frustrated when things don't go as planned, we can embrace the uncertainty, adjust our approach, and stay grounded in the knowledge that all challenges are opportunities for growth. Another way to embody this idea is by practicing Stoic gratitude for the present moment. It's easy to get caught up in the future, always striving for what's next, but Stoicism teaches us to appreciate what we have now. Focusing on the present moment helps to prevent us from using up our energy by dwelling on past mistakes or worrying about future outcomes. Gratitude shifts our focus from what's missing to what's already here, which conserves our energy and enhances our overall well-being. Taking time to appreciate the present moment also helps us stay rooted in the reality of our circumstances, rather than becoming overwhelmed by unrealistic expectations or external pressures. It allows us to cultivate an attitude of contentment and peace, regardless of what's happening around us. This Stoic perspective doesn't mean we become complacent or stop striving for improvement. It simply means we recognize and appreciate the value of what we already have. Along with gratitude, acceptance of life's impermanence is another essential Stoic practice. Life is constantly changing and nothing lasts forever. By embracing the impermanent nature of everything, relationships, circumstances, and even our own lives, we learn to focus on what truly matters. This understanding frees us from the fear of loss or change, allowing us to conserve our energy for what we can influence, rather than resisting the inevitable. For example, when a project ends or a relationship changes, Stoicism teaches us to let go with grace. We don't need to hold on to the past or regret what has passed. Instead, we accept it, appreciate the lessons, and move forward with a renewed sense of purpose. By embracing impermanence, we stop wasting energy on clinging to what's gone and focus on creating what's next. The practice of self-compassion is also crucial for mastering your energy. Often, we are our harshest critics. Stoicism teaches that we should be kind to ourselves, especially during times of struggle. Self-compassion isn't about excusing our mistakes. It's about recognizing that we are human, that we will stumble, and that growth comes through those stumbles. By being gentle with ourselves, we conserve our emotional energy and prevent burnout. Instead of beating ourselves up over mistakes, we learn from them and move forward. One way to practice self-compassion is through affirmations or positive self-talk. When you face challenges or setbacks, instead of getting caught up in negative thoughts, remind yourself that you are capable of learning and growing. Stoicism teaches us to be realistic, but also to remain hopeful and confident in our ability to improve. This mindset helps to preserve our energy and build resilience, allowing us to face challenges with clarity and strength. Finally, community plays a vital role in energy management. While Stoicism teaches us to be self-reliant, it also values the support of others. We are not meant to go through life alone. By surrounding ourselves with people who share our values and goals, we create a network of support that can help us stay focused and energized. Relationships, when nurtured with intention, give us the strength to persevere and the joy to celebrate our successes. One way to build this supportive community is by finding mentors or like-minded individuals who encourage our growth. These people can help us stay on track when we lose motivation, challenge us when we become complacent, and celebrate with us when we achieve milestones. The energy of a positive community is contagious, and by surrounding ourselves with people who lift us up, we preserve our energy for what's truly important. As we conclude this section, I want to remind you that mastering your energy isn't just about self-discipline or mental toughness. It's about integrating the principles of Stoicism into your daily life. It's about living with intention, practicing gratitude, embracing impermanence, and cultivating compassion for yourself and others. By doing so, you'll not only conserve your energy but also use it in ways that lead to a more meaningful, purposeful life. Remember, the Stoic journey is long, but each step forward, no matter how small, brings us closer to mastering our energy and living a life of resilience, purpose, and fulfillment. Keep moving forward with wisdom, patience, and courage. As we near the end of our exploration into Stoic principles and energy mastery, let's bring everything together with practical applications that you can begin implementing right now. Stoicism is not just a set of abstract ideas or distant philosophies. It is a way of life. It provides us with concrete tools to improve the quality of our thoughts, actions, and ultimately, our energy. One of the most powerful Stoic tools for managing energy is daily journaling. Marcus Aurelius himself, the philosopher emperor, kept a journal, using it as a space for reflection, self-examination, and growth. Journaling is an excellent way to reflect on your thoughts and actions, gain clarity about your goals, and better understand how you expend and conserve energy. Start by setting aside a few minutes each morning or evening to write about your day. Ask yourself questions like, what did I accomplish today? How did I handle challenges? Where did I lose energy, and how can I avoid that tomorrow? Did my actions align with my values? What can I do better next time? This practice doesn't need to be lengthy or complex. It's about consistency and creating a habit of daily self-awareness. Journaling helps you track your progress, see where you're spending your energy, and adjust your course when necessary. By doing this consistently, you create a powerful habit of reflection that strengthens your resilience and helps you stay aligned with your purpose. Another powerful Stoic practice for energy management is visualization, specifically negative visualization, which we touched on earlier. By imagining the worst-case scenario, you prepare yourself mentally for the challenges ahead. This may seem counterintuitive, but it's a powerful way to conserve energy. When you've mentally rehearsed possible obstacles, you're less likely to get derailed by them when they occur. Instead of wasting energy on fear or anxiety, you can use it to act with calmness and clarity. For example, before starting a big project, visualize the challenges you might face. Missed deadlines, difficult decisions, or even failures. Think about how you would respond to each scenario. What resources or strategies would you use to overcome them? By doing this, you are ready for whatever comes your way, and you don't waste your energy on unnecessary worry. Moreover, visualization helps you stay focused on your goals and the bigger picture. When you regularly imagine yourself succeeding, it strengthens your resolve and reinforces the energy you direct toward your purpose. This kind of mental rehearsal not only prepares you for challenges but also energizes you to stay committed to your long-term vision. As we move toward closing, it's also important to remember the Stoic concept of embracing obstacles as opportunities. Life is full of challenges, and Stoicism teaches us to reframe difficulties. Every obstacle we encounter is an opportunity to grow, develop, and strengthen our character. This mindset shift can have a profound impact on how we use our energy. When faced with a challenge, instead of feeling defeated or exhausted, ask yourself, how can I use this situation to build strength? What can I learn from this experience? This reframe allows us to view challenges through a lens of empowerment rather than depletion. Instead of giving up energy to frustration, anger, or fear, we channel it into constructive action that moves us forward. An example of this Stoic mindset in action is when facing criticism or rejection. Many of us would feel discouraged or disheartened, but a Stoic response would be to reflect on what we can learn from the situation. Was the criticism valid? What can we do differently next time? By reframing the experience in this way, we conserve our energy for growth and improvement rather than wasting it on negative emotions. One of the final tools I want to share with you is the concept of daily rituals. Stoicism doesn't just live in our thoughts. It is brought to life in our daily habits and routines. Daily rituals are a way to ensure that we are consistently channeling our energy toward the things that matter most. For example, you could establish a morning routine that sets a positive tone for your day. This might include meditation, journaling, exercise, or simply reviewing your goals and intentions for the day. By starting each day with a clear and intentional ritual, you direct your energy toward your priorities and set yourself up for success. Similarly, having an evening ritual, such as reflecting on the day, practicing gratitude, and preparing for the next day, helps you end your day on a positive note, conserving your energy and closing the day with peace of mind. By integrating these rituals into your daily life, you create a rhythm of action that supports your growth and energy management. These routines become habits that make it easier to stay aligned with your values, keep your focus sharp, and conserve your energy for the things that matter. Lastly, it's important to understand that mastering your energy isn't a destination. It's a journey. There will always be days when you feel drained, when you're not as focused, or when obstacles seem overwhelming. Stoicism teaches us that perfection is not the goal. Instead, we should aim for progress. Every small step you take toward living intentionally, conserving your energy, and aligning with your values is progress, no matter how small. As you continue on this path, remember that the goal is not to be perfect, but to be consistent. Each day is an opportunity to practice, learn, and grow. There will be setbacks and challenges, but as the Stoics remind us, it's not the challenges themselves that define us, it's how we respond to them. So, keep practicing Stoic principles every day. Reflect, visualize, embrace obstacles, build rituals, and make choices that align with your higher purpose. By doing so, you'll not only master your energy but also live a life of greater resilience, purpose, and fulfillment. This is the true Stoic way, a way of life that empowers you to navigate the ups and downs with grace, energy, and wisdom. Thank you for joining me on this journey through Stoic wisdom. I hope these principles help you master your energy and transform your life. Stay grounded in your values, stay intentional with your actions, and remember, the energy to live a meaningful life is already within you. Let's keep moving forward, embracing every step of the journey. Stay tuned for more insights on how Stoic philosophy can continue to guide us toward greater energy, clarity, and fulfillment.